as well.
Hi, how are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I guess you know that I'm an exorcist. That's what I do. Life. I remove entities from people, places, and things. And say too, I'm a big fan of yours. We're talking about that obviously in your movie now. Possession and attachment is really based in trauma. It really is about that energy, and it's a double-edged sword, when you experience trauma and grief and then else takes hold. And that's what's so great about your movie now, because it's exactly how it works. It's crazy. So you really tapped in there. Which,
Awesome. Thank you. We had a shaman that was helping bless the set and cleanse it of our negative energies and all of that. So that was a process that happened before we started shooting and as we were shooting as well.
that's so smart that you do that. Okay, well, I don't want to get too personal because we know this is going out to the wild world. Without getting into too much of your past or background, and obviously we don't know each other, you high empaths, like what I call high empaths, which basically means that you are very sensitive to energy. And going out on a limb here to say to you that, because I don't know if you want to admit it or not, had some interesting, like paranormal kind of weird things that have happened to you past.
Like one situation that I never could explain. Our grandfather used to live with us and would babysit us and would raise us. And when we were 13, he passed away in our house. I remember there was always a really comforting sound of him coming home at night. When we were the most terrified, I was always so terrified of nighttime. And he would come home at night and I could hear him, doing the dishes. And then he would make us food and I'd come out and sit with him and I'd eat. And I remember a couple of days after he passed away, it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. All the lights are off in the house. Everybody was asleep. And then I could hear the dishes being done. And it
Oh.
was that comforting sound that I always would rely on and love hearing from my grandfather. And so I remember that it was comforting, but also a little bit terrifying. And then I spoke to my sister about it the next day, and she's like, "Oh my God, did you hear that as well?" And we had all heard the dishes being done at midnight with all the lights off of everyone
It
asleep.
was me.
It wasn't Michael.
Yeah, it's interesting that story because it's like our poor grandfather's stuck in the afterlife doing dishes.
What I think it's a sound that he knew was comforting. And Michael hasn't washed a dish in his life.
I
I
believe it.
actually I do.
Michael doesn't wash the dishes.
Well, so that's, your grandfather is with you all the time. You know that, right?
That's a comforting thing to hear, though.
No, it's true because back at that time, he's not stuck doing dishes. But also, he was a really good man. Let's also put that out there. A really nice, good man. That really was for you. And like you had a lot of fear at night because you had a lot of night terrors. It's the sensitivity to energy and being a high empath. Like you sense visitations, even if you really don't know what that is. And kids are in particular so empathic because we come in so open that the world kind of takes it away as we get older. So,
Yeah.
we kind of either have to re-embrace it or forget about it altogether because that's what the world does to us. But yes, it was really just to make sure you knew that he was okay. He is with you now quite a lot. There's a scent of his that comes in. Um, I don't know if it's like all they're saying is it's a smell. There's a familiar smell that you have of him, that he does kind of send around sometimes, which you might have noticed and been like, "Oh, weird, that smells like that."
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's the bubble candle. It smells like there is like a certain aroma. Yeah, yeah. And it's so weird because I always worry about if we've attracted negative energies, not because of the films that we made, but we also always seek out the most haunted places in the world and want to stay at them. Like I love camping out at a haunted environment or like a place that has like a dark
Any
history.
country we visit, I look at the most haunted location and go stay there. And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have a strong belief in it, but always fascinated by it. So although I always love hearing stories and people just talking about and experiences, that's always fascinating to me. So I love doing it in different countries.
And I love diving, especially when we're creating the lore, the mythology of the different films that we're working on. I love diving into the occult world and interviewing people and like hearing about different rituals and people that have had different experiences. It's just, yeah.
This guy's got a few fucking demons attached to him, I reckon.
well, if it was anything real bad, believe me, I would be like, "We're gonna talk separate." That's not gonna happen. Like,
That's good. That's comforting to hear at least.
no, you're fine. You're fine. No, but sometimes I think too when we're people who are attracted to the occult or people who love horror, it's because we too are trying to deal with our own. It's a way to provide comfort through that. I can see them. I can see them on actors in movies. I can see them in pictures. I can see them walking around. And I did not know what that was. That was really scary as a kid because, when you're a kid, you talk about everything. And then some adult is like, don't you dare talk about that. And you're like, oh, like, sorry. And then, I started to really, really embrace horror because for me, it was like a way for me to try and process what was happening to me.
Same as watching films or writing films, it always is an expression of all that, the stuff that frightens you or the things that are uncomfortable to talk about. It's like it's such a cathartic way to experience it, or to a therapeutic way to yeah.
If you when
Exercise.
you see entities, what does that look like physically? Is it look like a full person, or is it what is it?
They don't look like people at all. So deceased people and entities totally different. So deceased people who are dead. Entities are what people consider demons and have never been people. I have seen like a certain type species, if you will, of entities more often than others. And I had a memoir come out and that kind of goes through like what the different entities are.
I'm fascinated by this. Do these entities acknowledge you? So when someone walks in with this, are they attached to this person? Are they completely attached to that person, or are they aware of your presence?
The answer is yes, but in weird ways. So when I go into public spaces, I try to block it out as much as possible. Everybody loves a medium. So when like a medium could go up to someone on the street they don't know and be like, so your grandfather's coming in and he has these beautiful words for you. And like I do mediumship clearly, but like that's not my forte. So everyone cries, and they're like, thank you for telling me. And then there's me who's like, so can we talk about what happened when you were 5 because you have an entity? And nobody wants to hear that. Can't just go up to people and be like, this horrible thing that happened to you, let's discuss it because there's a worse thing attached to you that I'd love to take out for you.
That'd be a hard conversation to have.
It's not as pleasant as like hearing from your grandfather.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But yeah. I know like it's a thing that you're saying you get used to and stuff, but it still must be a trippy thing to see
It's
in the world like that. Yeah.
The weirdest part is when you're watching a movie and clearly the actor has an attachment.
Wait, did you see attachments on Bring It Back?
I did see one.
Oh my, really? Attached to which character are you allowed to say?
I can't say, why would I say that? I can't say that. That's going to out somebody.
Oh,
We'll beep it.
well, yeah, we'll beep it.
Oh, I'll tell you later. I'll privately. I don't want to put that out there. It's so rude.
I was going to say, if you watch a film and you see an actor and they're on screen and you see there's an entity attached and it distracts you, because it was captured in a moment of time, if that entity was removed later down the line, do you still see it in the film?
It's not there anymore. Same with photographs, actually. So I can see entities in pictures, and you wouldn't believe how many people are like, here's 5 pictures. Can you tell me what's going on? It's weird, but it's like it was never there. It's like the full
Really?
entity is gone.
That's insane.
So it is true when they say that photos capture the soul, almost. Like it's not just a picture of a
I
thing.
mean, film would be the same thing then as well, right?
Yeah. Whole picture, film is pictures, Danny. Come on,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.